Hi, everyone. My name is Michelle. I'm Chief Operating Officer here at Virgin Voyages. Feeling very privileged this morning because with me, we have our founder and original visionary, Richard Branson, and then our Chief Executive Officer, Nirmal Sabarmatu. And they're going to spend a little bit of time with us this morning, just talking about Virgin Voyages, the year ahead, and any exciting plans that we might have coming up. So we wanted to share that. I'm really excited. So thank you both for spending time with all of us here this morning. Richard, I'm going to ask you something. That is a conversation that I had over the weekend with one of our sailors. And they had asked, given the fact that this concept, this idea, has been in a making period over the last probably 12, 15 years. The question was for us, how different is it? So I'm obviously going to put this here. So as you came up with the idea, you envisioned what the product was going to be and what we could be offering. How similar is our experience and what we're delivering every day? Or how does it differ from what you imagined?
I would like to take credit for every little bit of Virgin Voyages because we dreamt of creating the best cruise line in the world. Obviously the best cruise line, adults only cruise line in the world. And we put on paper, what we hoped it would end up like. And honestly, having been on it many times, I don't think there's anything I would change. I'm sure Nomal's got a few things on his hit list, but everything about the ship is very Virgin, and I'm just incredibly proud of what all the teams, the designers, the creators, the people in charge of restaurants, every single thing that came out is just brilliant. So Virgin Atlantic 40 years ago. Walking on that plane, I had that same feeling. I mean, it was unique, it was special, and nobody gave us more than a year. Everybody assumed that we wouldn't last 12 months. We had one secondhand 747, but because the team had done such a great job, 40 years on, it's still. I think the best airline flying across the Atlantic, and it survived and thrived, and I think Virgin Voyages will do exactly the same.
Yes, you continue to prove them wrong time after time, and we're incredibly proud of the product. So, Nirmal, you joined that journey a few years after Richard. What about from you, from what that initial inception was going to be? Because I know that we've changed just in the 9 years that I've been here.
Yeah, look, it's been a tremendous journey. I've been lucky to be around the Virgin Group for 18 years now. And, I remember when I joined 18 years ago, there was talk of Richard wanting to start a cruise line. Richard, and you said the story, right, of how you dreamt it up for your 20s and then your 30s. And we finally got around when celebrate your 70th birthday. So we got there just in time, Richard, for the best birthday of them all. But it's been a real journey for us. And I'm just so proud of what we've been able to create. So proud of we've been able to create something that really is true to Virgin, and make someone like Richard so proud. The biggest thing for me, Michelle, is the proof points, right? We won all those awards last year in particular, right? We won Travel and Leisure, we won Condé Nast years in a row. And just the feedback we're getting from our customers and our crew is phenomenal. Funny story, I told Richard the story a while ago, but Virgin America, when they launched, won Best Airline in their first year of operation. Virgin Hotels won Best Hotel for our Chicago property when we first launched. And I remember at the time when they won those awards, apart from being very, very happy for the brand and very happy Richard, my first thought was actually not a great thought, Michelle. My first thought was actually, oh, ship.
Anyway, you and the team delivered, so that's all that matters.
So yeah.
I do recall us talking about the pressure we were now feeling.
Yes. Well, look, and then at the heart of any great business is a culture, right? And Richard will tell you this, right? Why has Virgin been so successful for 50 years, starting with Virgin Atlantic? It's because of the very special culture we want to create these businesses, which really has been the success of Virgin from day one. And I know that I just feel so proud of the culture of this business, because the number one thing I hear when people get on our ships, yes, they love the fact that it's no kids, they love the food, they love all the great things which you touched on, but ultimately, what they love is our crew. And they love the way our crew are. They love the service interactions they have. They love the fact there's an unmistakable Virgin experience on board these ships. And that's what makes me so proud. And that's what makes people keep coming back over and over again. And so when we look back at what we've achieved, that for me is probably the most special thing we have to do.
So that you say it, you've been here 18 years now, so you've been around the Virgin companies. Is that the special ingredient? Is the crew? Would you say that like what is there something?
Yeah, I'll let Richard chime in, but Richard has always said, right, what makes Virgin special is the people, right, Richard, and that I think you see that on Virgin Voyage. But I'll let Richard chime in for that one. I know it's fun.
I mean, we've got I think crew from 84 different countries on board, so almost every country in the world seems to be represented on Virgin Voyages. And the spirit of the crew is fantastic, and I think that that's what makes any company special. With Virgin Atlantic, British Airways have a same planes that we have, and not that dissimilar seats, and but it's the crew that make it sparkle, and the same applies to Virgin Voyages.
Yeah, we hear a lot. I mean, the great thing for me is when I get to read sailor comments and feedback and emails, they rave about our crew. Yeah, the product is fantastic, but it really is for them over and over again as to how amazing our crew is. So I join in your pride with the teams that we have. Want to switch. This is it's January, and it's an incredible time in the industry right now. So this is the industry time. So as I look at trying to reach out to sailors and to our first mates, why is this, Nirmal, the right time to be looking at us and making a booking?
Well, look, last year, as I said, was a real pivotal year for us. I think last year was the year when people finally started to realize that who's the customer for Virgin Voyages. Well, it's anyone traveling without kids. It's really that simple. Like if you are looking to take a kid-free holiday, if you've got kids and you want to take a break, if you don't have kids and you're looking for a kid-free escape, we are just the perfect travel option for that. And that for me has something that I keep hearing over and over again. And to Richard, Richard talked about this, right? We have to start the business from scratch, and we've been building our momentum. But now that's all we hear from people is that if you're looking for a kid-free break, and let's face it, we're all looking for a break of some sort, particularly some of us want to get away. And we are a perfect travel option for that. And right now, people are really planning their forward holidays. And so we're a perfect time to come think about Virgin Voyages.
Yes, it is now. Now is the time. And I'm, just before here, was looking at the call volumes and our web traffic, and people are hearing you, even though they don't even see this video yet. They hear you.
I think that if we'd done this interview 2 years ago, we would have been sort of begging people to book. Now we've got a situation where quite a lot of trips are actually selling out, and so we can be a little bit more. Well, maybe you should get in there quick before your particular dates have gone, because I think the feedback from people who travel on Virgin Voyages is so positive and so good that people are. I think something like 60% of our travelers rebook almost immediately when they're on the ship, anyway, it's going really, really well.
So Richard, along those lines, what would you say? So when you're on a Virgin Atlantic flight and when you're in your travel adventures, what would you say to someone who said, "I've never tried Virgin Voyages"?
That's why we're called Virgin. So they give it a try, and we'll change the name of our company. I think I think just try to talk to people who've actually been on a Virgin voyage. If you're thinking, that's the best way to make a decision about whether you want to go, do something is by recommendation from somebody else. And now we've had, I think, enough travelers where people are going to be able to find somebody who's actually been on a Virgin voyage, and they can they can discuss it and recommend it. But everything, everything about Virgin voyages is how we dreamt about it years ago when we were thinking of setting up a cruise company. Whether it's as you walk on, just the immediate wonderful feeling you get when you walk on the ship, the wow factor, the fact that it's not sort of massively overcrowded like some of these massive monster ships. So I think the team got it absolutely right, getting it right bang in the middle there. All the wonderful restaurants that people can go to. Not big buffet services as there are in a lot of these ships. Beautiful waitress service. Magnificent workout areas, which I like to keep fit and healthy. Running tracks, pickleball, wonderful sort of massage areas as well, and gyms, and wonderful dancing, and our red night is one of my favorite nights, and my wife and everybody else dress up beautifully on red night. So there's lots of fun reasons to be there. Plus 100,
Richard,
I think 100 different destinations.
We channel you a lot. I want to make sure that you know that, and I don't know if the team has ever shared with you, but we refer to you as Dad around here. I hope that's okay. Oh, we do.
Better than Granddad.
Better than Granddad. But often we'll ask ourselves when we are thinking of what a particular experience, or how should we tweak it, or we got that. The comment we'll hear around the table is, well, what would Dad think? What would Dad think about this? So you shape much of this product with us every day, even though you're not sitting at the table with us.
Well, I would add, I think that's a really important part, right? Because one of the things I hear over and over again is anyone feels welcome on the Virgin voyage, right? And that's something that, we've been working a lot at, which we talked about 2 years ago when people were asking about Virgin voyages. They weren't sure, right, if Virgin voyages for them. And any great Virgin business is a very welcoming business. And one of the wonderful things that I see is you've got all ages on voyages. You can be in your 20s and 30s and have a great time. You can be in your 60s and 70s and have a great time. Richard celebrated his 72nd birthday on Virgin voyages. You just feel it's such a welcoming environment. And, one of the reasons for that, I think, is our crew. But, we don't have dress codes. We don't have any stuffy formalities. Richard, nowadays, as you know, and how you live your life, people don't want to dress up for dinner every night, right? We want to go to dinner in jeans and a shirt, right? We don't want to dress up. And there's a relaxed vibe on board our ships. It means that everyone feels welcome. And so anytime I hear feedback from people that say, oh, I'm not sure if the Virgin voyage is for me, I always say to them, it's one of the most welcoming places you'll ever be in, you will be in. So give it a go, because no one feels out of place on a Virgin voyage. There's something for everybody, right? If you want to read a book, I'm actually reading a book right now, Michelle, I don't know if you know, but it's yeah, I can't put it down. I had to put it down just for this interview.
I wondered what book you had reading.
You'll get a ride. No.
No, Richard, he's not sucking up at all.
But if you want to read a book in the hammock, you can do that. If you want to enjoy Scarlet Night, you can do that. But look, everyone loves great food. Everyone loves more boutique-like experiences like our ship. So that's why I say it really is. If you're traveling with our kids, it's great. It's a great experience, and you won't really that. The other thing that I love about, Richard being on our ships, which he's on our ships a lot, is that he is often on playing chess on our ship. So I always get a note saying Richard's playing chess right now.
Yeah.
And, I always think to myself, okay, well, that's great, because what ends up happening is after chess is I'll get a note myself about all the things that we can improve at Virgin Voyages, which, by the way, I actually love. People always say to me, like, do you like getting the notes? And I actually say we do, because we love hearing feedback. We love being able to improve the product. And that's one of the ways that I know I get feedback from it, because he could say plays chess. So why he's playing chess? Are you doing it to distract them so you can beat them at chess? Or like, why do a feedback session over chess out of interest?
No, I mean, I love chess, and I love talking to our customers and getting feedback, and I'm talking to our staff and getting feedback. And as you know better than anybody, that's how that's how you that's how you make a company as near perfect as you possibly can. It's the little details, it's getting all those little boxes ticked and ironing out the details, and that makes for Virgin Voyages.
Yeah, and I think it's a core part of who we are. Michelle, I don't know if you know this, Richard, but Michelle told me a long time ago. She said, feedback is a gift. And so I get a lot of gifts from Michelle, Richard, along my journey with her.
Yes, but just like a gift, you can choose to open it or not. So we choose to open those gifts around here. It's funny you say that, Naval, because just this weekend with sailors and first mates, I heard you say we are building this brand together, and it's true. It like really resonated, not just with me, but the people. I saw it, and I saw that like reaction, from the room. You said that. And as you think about ahead to 2025, we've received lots of gifts over the last couple of years, and we're heading into a milestone. So 2025 is in fact a milestone year for us. We will very proudly have all 4 ships sailing the seas with sailors on board. But as we look ahead to 2025, and I'm knowing that you've had lots of gifts along the way, what excites you, Nirmal, about 2025 and what we've got ahead of us?
Well, 2025, we've got our 4th Brilliant Lady launching, and she's coming online in September. That's phenomenal stuff because it really completes the picture for us here at Virgin Voyages, Michelle, as you mentioned, right? We're now sailing in all the destinations people want to sail in. Currently, we sail in the Caribbean, we sail in the Med. When Brilliant Lady comes online, we'll be out in New York, we'll be in LA, we'll be in Alaska. There's tremendous excitement on our Alaskan voyages. So I'm just really excited about completing that picture. I know I hear that over and over again from our sailors. In terms of some of the feedback we get, the big piece of feedback is, I would love to sail with you in different places. I would love to come back, right? I want to come back quickly. I don't want to do it again in the Caribbean. I want to go somewhere else. So whether it's Midhead or somewhere else, Brilliant Lady allows that picture to be completed. So I'm really, really excited about that going forward. We've got 4 Mermaidens coming up for Brilliant Lady. So we have some sailors on all 4 of those Mermaidens. We've got new food concepts coming out. We've got entertainment concepts coming out. All the things that are on those lists that we get from people, we're really going to address this year and try and look things right. And then, the one thing that we are going to address, we don't like shying away from feedback, Michelle, as you know, is we are going to be launching a new Vision R app. Richard, I think that's the one thing that we hear about Virgin Voyages is we need a better app. We'll be fixing that this year, and hopefully that'll be the last piece of the puzzle to make sure that all the feedback is nothing but positive. But not afraid of feedback, because you've got to be open to feedback. I think that's a great why we can social.
Yes. Richard, we're also talking about destinations and where we're going, and we have so many new itineraries coming up. Any bucket list destinations that we need to be thinking about in the future?
One of the things I forgot to mention, actually, Michelle, was, one of the things that's exciting about Brilliant Lady also is completing the itineraries. It's also things like being in New York. And, this year in particular, we are really focused on making sure we connect all the Virgin brands. And so we think about going out to New York. You can get on a Virgin Atlantic flight. You can stay in a Virgin hotel in New York. You can get on board a Virgin Voyage, and you can potentially use Virgin points to fund all of those purchases. We try to connect brands more with Virgin Red this year, which is a huge initiative for us and across the Virgin Group to make sure that all our Virgin customers around our different businesses feel recognized and rewarded for their loyalty to Virgin. I know it's a project that's very, very passionate about, but Virgin Red is going to be a key part of our future in 25 and 26.
When you fly back to London, you can also obviously fly back to the Atlantic, but you can then go to a new Virgin hotel in London, which is rather dreamy as well.
Yeah. So many travel brands. We are going to look to see how it is that we are working together, because there is an end-to-end experience, as you both just mentioned, that we can easily create that experience for all of our sailors and our guests. But Richard, as you look at all of the brands across the group, and you think of the purpose from a Virgin, what it means to proudly have that Virgin brand. Do you have any thoughts or visions, or how all of our brands, regardless if they're travel or not, how we can work together from a Virgin purpose aspect? Like, how do we continue to do good as a collective group?
Virgin doesn't sort of shout about it too loudly, but we have set up 20 not-for-profit organizations, which all the different Virgin companies contribute towards, tackling everything from drug reform to to climate issues to planetary issues, to carbon issues, to and so on and so on. Anyway, this and we use our sort of entrepreneurial skills that we've used in the past to build companies to try to tackle some of the seemingly intractable problems of this world, obviously what's going on in Ukraine, what's going on in Israel, Palestine, all these sorts of issues. We are working on behind the scenes to see if we can help a bit. And each Virgin company plays its part, and a lot of Virgin companies also, have more localized sort of localized charities. But we sort of draw a circle around. Like Necker Island, we've drawn a circle around it, and within that circle, we've been helping with schools, we've been helping with health, we've been helping with the seas, and that's what we do with all our properties.
And it's the basis for how we inspire our crew and our ships in our own communities. And there's fantastic work that our shipboard crew look forward to when we go into the different communities on the islands that we visit, and determine how can we best have an impact. How can we, even if it's just 1, 2, 4, 10, impact the lives of in the communities that we are sailing to. So thank you. We love to have the Virgin brand, and quite proud of being part of that ethos along with you.
Yeah, and look, your Virgin Voyages, we've taken that principle, right? We've called it epic sea change for all here at Virgin, right? And the idea that we should be trying to make a difference, right, and do better across all the different communities we visit. Whether it's the communities we see, the partners we work with, our sailors, our crew. And at the end of the day, for me, Michelle, it's really simple about just really caring about people, right? And working out how we can. Richard, you talked about those circles, right? Those small circles we build around ourselves, and how can we help the people around us, places around us, partners around us in some small way. And Richard's always told a lovely story about, you build your circle and everyone builds their circle, and suddenly, you're covering a very big area of impact. And that's been a wonderful thing for us at Virgin Voyages, because we've been able to take our ship in lots of different places, lots of different communities, and have our crew get involved in really championing this epic sea change for all, which we believe is a really, really important part of any great business.
A few months ago, I was just bumped into 50 crew members in the BBI planting mangroves, and this was their day off. They just come to Tortola, and it was their day off, and they all volunteered to go and plant mangroves. Anyway, and they all had a smile on their face. They were loving what they were doing.
Yeah, our crew asked for those opportunities, by the way, as well. They look for, to your point, Richard, on our day off, is that, hey, we're going. What can we do? Which is just another reason why we love our crew so much.
Yeah, hearing those kind of stories, Michelle, it's the reason why you and I are just so passionate about this business, right? I mean, we just have such an incredible team, an incredible group of people that are in this business, building this company with us, and just to hear them, taking days off to go do some kind of community initiative, just makes me so proud of what an incredible culture this company has.
And this year, we're going to add about 1,600 more crew with the launch of Brilliant Ladies. So very excited. In fact, we're out doing recruiting tours right now to bring on that next set of amazing crew. So as we wrap up in the next few minutes, anything exciting that anyone wants to unveil for 2025? We have lots happening.
I'm not allowed to unveil anything till anyone tells me, but I know Richard just goes rogue and unveils what he wants. So I'm sure he's got something up his sleeve, but I know I don't have anything up my sleeve. None of the teams have allowed me to say anything. Although I have lots to say with Michelle, but I just always get held back. So, Richard, maybe you have something up your sleeve.
No, I think the most exciting thing for Virgin Voyages is the fourth ship, and some of this is the third ship, some of it's the fourth ship, but I think Panama, Alaska, New York, a whole lot of new wonderful destinations. I think you must be doing about 125 destinations now.
Yeah.
Over 100.
Over 100.
How many?
Well over 100. I think you're right.
Well over 100. Anyway, yeah. So
More accurate than I am, actually. I just did 100, but you might, I think 125 probably feels about right.
yeah, and then I think that the next thing will be for Normal to order the next 4 ships. But
All right, we're recording this, right? We're recording that. Very exciting, yes. 100 destinations and really over 25 new ones.
I just tell you a funny story. I'm not sure whether it's appropriate. I think it's okay. So since we're looking at 1,200 new crew, I was doing a reality TV show a few years back, and I asked people who wanted to appear on the show to send in a 1-minute video, and there was this one video where this girl looked at the camera, then she turned her butt to the camera, and she went, "I'm going to make women's butts look better." And she flashed her butt, not literally flashed it, but she wiggled her butt at me, and I thought, yeah, she seems like she's got spirit. I'll take her on. So we took her on, and she finished the reality TV show. She launched something called Spanx, and it's done pretty good since. And that was Sarah Blakely. So you never know who's going to apply for a job at Virgin Voyages, and
she did. I'm grateful you gave her that chance. She has made women's butts look better.
We're gonna quit while we're ahead now.
Yeah, we're in on that one, gentlemen.
Yeah.
I want to thank you both. I really appreciate you taking the time. I know that you're both incredibly busy. But I thought I was the only one who could talk endlessly about our product, but I've been outshone by the two of you. So thank you again. Appreciate you being here. And Richard, we'll see you on board soon at one of our new destinations.
Thank you both. Cheers. See you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you, Richard.
Cheers, everybody.
Bye-bye.